we're gonna progress from your direct water reward marker. So, alright. So you've done that one. So you've done that. So next step. Okay. On the toileting. Excuse me. And you've done the next one, which is with the food chase game. Excuse me. Okay. Alright. So just to recap, with your direct reward marker, okay?
Yep.
When you go into the food chase game, right? So you lure the dog, so it means you have to have food in your hand because it's a target. The dog's nose is following it, right? And as the dog completes the movement, you say that word, right?
Okay.
I want you to imagine this is the best way to explain it is there's a couple of trainers that say, well, dogs think in pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a way to explain it. So when you say that, the dog then takes a snapshot. Right, I say dogs think in pictures and or videos, depends on. So the video in this case is a movement, right? Following a hand in this particular movement and then that way or whatever. So every time you say yes, okay, you say you've done what I wanted, right? You are released from it, and it makes more sense. I just think I spelled that wrong. Yeah, I did. I don't know what I was trying to write there. Released. Okay, and come and get the reward, so the reward, whatever you want, from me. And the me is the one who said it.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah. The one who said the direct reward marker.
Correct. Yeah. Because from here, now the next step, so that's number one of your doggy dictionary. Your second one is now going to be your leave it marker.
Okay.
Okay, so usually people just use leave it because just, whatever. I have a different word for my dog. But anyway, so the first drill, there's three, but we're only going to do the first one first.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, I want you to put down, so he's, wherever he is, he's not here, whatever, you're going to put down some bait. Okay, whatever that is up to you. So, but I want you to think of it as bait. Okay, so bait for rats have poison in them. Okay, so it must be something that entices him, must pique his curiosity to go, what is that? Okay, usually it's food. It's a lot simpler.
Yeah.
In this exercise, when we do our leave it and we're using bait, we don't want the dog to get it because what if he dies?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the point. Leave it means no, you're not having it. Leave it means you're not engaging it. Your curiosity is not going to be satiated. Don't even go there. Just let it go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But first, we need to have to entice him. Okay. So you put it down. You get him, right? So you come in with him on leash, and his interest gets piqued, right? Sometimes now it might not work with his eyes as much because there are some dogs that are a bit more eye focused in the beginning, like more sight hounds. Sometimes it's the nose. I don't know. Okay, so if you do a lot of eye contact with dogs, this exercise is very hard to do because they keep looking at you.
Sure.
And then you go closer and closer, and then suddenly they're there right in reach and grab it.
Okay.
Yeah. So once his curiosity is piqued, right, and from when you're walking to before his curiosity is piqued, you need to realize the leash length. When he hits the end, he should not reach it.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the deal. So if you're as bad as I was when I started this with distance, engaging, like, just give yourself a meter.
Okay, yeah.
All right, be rather safe than sorry. The closer you are, like if you can only reach it, the harder it is for him to learn.
Yeah, okay.
So give yourself some space. Yeah, no problem. Good.
She is on it.
She is on it. Okay, so here's what's going to happen, right? You're going to walk in, and he's like, oh, there's something very interesting, right? And then he's going to go. As he goes, right, I only say it once. I only say once, leave it. I only say it once. I'm just like, I don't really want to be constantly saying it. Okay, I'm just too lazy.
Okay.
So I say it once. Yeah. The dog is now going to be at the end of the leash, so he's going to strain that leash, right? And then you're going to see he's going to go through a series of things to try and get it. That could be things you've taught him before. So if you've taught him a lot, they might actually go through the list. So it could be sit, could be jump. Could be sit and looking away. It could be sit and looking at it. It could be drop and looking at it. It could be sit to drop to looking at it. They can do combos. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I just watch dogs and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Some dogs go left, some dogs go right. Some dogs bark at it, like some dogs play bow. It's very funny. Some dogs will stand there and kind of think.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 2 behaviors or a combination of them that you will reward.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
This is the important part.
That's the important part. Either they step back physically. It's an actual conscious decision. It's not an accidental moving backwards. It's like they kind of like they look at it and then they go, huh, right? They step back.
Yeah.
Or they go
Look back
and
at
then
you
look
and
at you.
step back.
So if they step back and look at you, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Then you say your word, right? So once they do one of those
you,
two.
you would say it once and then you'd say it a second time after they step back.
No.
It's
When
the-
they do it, you say
Okay,
that word.
okay.
And the dog, because you want to market that behavior. Because leave it means disengage, like you're not going to have it.
Yes.
Yes,
I
because
get
we're
it
we're
now.
not giving it to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then you use this to capture that. Here's the problem, and this is where most people fail. The dog will naturally go, oh, I can have that. You need to move the opposite direction. So I say yes, and then I move away with my hand. I present the food as I move, and the dog goes, what? And then I have a party. Like, so I mark it and I have a party and I let them chase it here and let them chase it there. We do some circles and I throw it. It's a real, and as I'm manipulating them, right, I'm coming from a different angle
Okay. Coming from a different angle then.
to it. Yeah.
From the-
So that's 1 repetition right there.
Okay.
You only do 3
Okay.
every 3rd session.
Okay. You only do, say that last bit again.
You only do 1 of this every 3rd session. So other 2 sessions, there's something else we do. So you do 1 leave it session.
Per session.
So just 1 leave it session. So let's say you do it tonight, right? Tonight you decide, I'm going to do leave it. Tomorrow morning, you do something else. Tomorrow night, you do something else.
Okay.
And then the next morning, you do
Every training
leave it.
session. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So you only do 1 every 3 sessions. Out of
Okay.
3 sessions, there's only 1 of them. And in that session, right? So 1 out of 3 sessions, you do 3 reps, meaning from different angles.
Okay.
Every session that you do a leave it, do it in a different place. So different room or outside, inside, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why, because then you'll like this.
Sorry, just one more question. You
Go.
said there were 2 things that they could do.
So either step back,
Step back or look at you.
or look at you, or a
Okay.
combination. So there's the 2 specific single things or a combination. So step back and look at you.
Okay.
Yeah, because they do that. Puppies are funny. So we do 1 every 3rd session because in between we're playing as well and strengthening this marker. Okay. Every session we do in a different environment because we're generalizing it in an environment. This particular drill we're generalizing.
Yeah.
And we do 3 repetitions from different angles because we're generalizing different pictures.
So the bait stays on the floor where it is, and we move around it. Okay. Yep.
That's why you need the dog to play with you.
Yeah.
So you can manipulate it.
Move them around.
Yeah. So you do 1 repetition from 1 angle. So this could be 1 repetition from that angle, 2nd repetition from this angle, and a 3rd repetition from that angle. Now, if it's in a room, right? Let's say right here. If I come from this side, I have a TV, I have a table. If I came from the other side, I have no windows, that one's closed, there's a book rack. It looks different. Okay, and that's where and every time you change the environment, it looks different.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we're already generalizing this, and then the next session follows your drill 2 and 3, which I'll explain. I mean, next lesson for you. 2 and 3 to then generalize the leave it in different contexts, like how you should leave it, and that'll make sense when I tell you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So because you're using that marker, and that's why it usually takes a 3rd repetition. The dog's like, I think I get this. Mm-hmm. And they'll start doing it faster and faster. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That feels so good when they start doing that.
It's so
You
fun.
feel so powerful.
And most people go, they say, do I say it again? And I'm like, why? He doesn't know what it means. Mm-hmm. So I become a post. Like I go leave it and I stand and I block.
Yeah.
Like I just created a force field around the bait.
You need to highlight, say it once, what do they write that?
If you want. There's one more thing I want to tell you. Some dog trainers, when I started, they would say to me, okay, if you use sausage here for bait, you have to reward him with sausage. And I'm like, so my logic goes, so if I tell him to leave a cat, I have to give him a kitten, right? Or if I tell him he needs to leave that big piece of rat poison, I have to give him a little bit. That's what my brain says. No. Whatever you have, if you go yes and you offer it to him and he doesn't want it, that's his problem, right? But he cannot have the bait.
Doesn't get that.
So I always joke with people. I say, look, this is very serious stuff. If he gets that by accident, you just kill 10 kittens and your dog.
Yeah. Okay. So take it seriously.
Take it very seriously.
Yeah.
The reason for it is if you taint this, it becomes a gambling game.
Yeah.
And then the dog goes, maybe I can get it today.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes extremely unreliable.
Yeah.
Because you accidentally created a gambling game instead of there is no chance. Yeah. Okay. There is just no chance. You're flying without wings, airplane, anything like that. You will die. You will fall. If you jump off a mountain without any of that, it's going to hurt.
Okay.
We do not want him because the whole idea is this is when, and I say bait specifically because bait implies poison.
Yeah.
Bait implies something you cannot have.
Yeah. That's
he doesn't know why.
that you want, but you can't have
That's
it.
correct. Because it doesn't matter. Like, it could be inappropriate or it could be unsafe. Like, he could be wanting to jump on a baby. And you go, leave it. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. So it's not just about something that he could eat,
Nope.
ingest. It could be he's on something you want him to get. Yeah.
Correct.
So that's going to happen in the next lessons that we do. Okay.
But remember, when you're training this, you can't use it. And that's what a lot of people do. They go out in the real world. There's another dog off leash and they go, leave it. And then the other dog follows them. And I'm like, that's unfair.
Okay. So only in the training sessions till he gets it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because remember, this is like learning how to fly. I've only had one lesson of fly. Well, it does not mean I can go and fly a commercial plane.
So outside, if we want him to leave it, we have to use the
You
leash.
have to go and stand on that leash and stop him from getting it.
Yeah.
I have a video in the document that talks about the difference between when a dog doesn't have it versus the dog's got it and you want them to drop it. It's two different completely pictures.
And we're not
from
learning
the
that
dog.
now.
No, you can just listen to it.
Okay.
And if you want to learn that, that's down the road is actually part of the courses.
Yeah.
But a lot of people get that mistaken.
Sure.
Okay, in language, it feels the same. I grabbed you and you go, leave her. Oh, dog doesn't work that way.
Okay.
When they have it in their mouth, leave it, you're too late. Prevention's better than cure.
Yes, definitely.
All right, do you have any questions on this?
No, this was really good.
Okay.
Very good. It feels very good.
What I'd like you to do is I'm going to send you Food Chase Game 2, right?
Yep.
Which I want you to play Food Chase 1 and 2 with your yeses, the other two sessions.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna open that window where you're gonna say you're hungry, right? And then I want you to play. I want you to think about it. Okay, when I want to do a luring thing, like a luring shape, there has to be food in my hand already.
Okay.
If I say yes, I can play. I can give him more than one. I want you to start learning to give more than one. Don't just give one piece of food. 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent. Right? It is fun, but
Okay. More than one piece.
Just, and this is where your open hand versus your closed hand can come in. So the closed hand can have the spare.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, open hand, closed hand.
Yeah. And that's just for
Yes,
fun.
we did.
That's
Yes.
just for fun.
Okay. That's just for fun. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Easy.
I'd like you to do that for me. And
Great.
usually from here, so from there, the next lesson we would progress with your conditioned relaxation. So I still want you to do the posting and the tethering. Mix it up now. Start doing it with kids. So
So we've done a whole bunch of exposure and tethering. Good. Bus stop, cafe,
Good.
outside the school.
Good.
Yeah.
And I want you to start doing it. Like some parks have these playgrounds. Like if you take the children for playground dates or whatever, and you have him, and he's just hanging out, and let him get used to it. Okay, let him get used to children running past him from this way. So actually towards him and past him to the sides. And then
he's
when
so perplexed when kids go past him.
Yeah, he's like,
what? I think you.
Yeah, it's like,
me.
what?
Where's my
I thought you were
house?
going to say hi. Yes. It's kind of like that movie where you see the geek and he looks up and there's this really cool chick and she smiles and waves and he's like, hi. And then as she passes him, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, yeah. So I want you to start, and then I want you to start getting the kids, not just yours, but family, friends at the school. Like, hey, do you guys just want to sit with us for a little bit, just a couple of minutes, and then you can, say hi to him or something. Yeah. And start teaching him that the presence of kids doesn't always mean play. So we want him not to just jump in that super high arousal level and go, kids! Especially if you're using him as a therapy dog.
Yeah.
Because if you teach him that and you have clients with kids, or you've got kids as patients, whatever you call them, I mean, everyone has a different way. You don't want him, when the child comes in, explode and go, it's a kid! Because you might traumatize the child, because you don't know, the child could be scared of dogs, which I've met. I actually have we had a dog that we took to school. We were just introducing the boy, Sonny, and there was this particular boy, when we walked in, he ran all the way to the other side of the room. Okay, and that's important. So because the dog could chase him and go like, oh, fun. And Sonny's not like that. We've done a lot of this work anyway. Like they did great with her. Like, oh, kid runs, yeah, cool. Doesn't mean it's for me.
And that's why the cue for play is important too.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can teach kids this. Yeah. So if they ask permission, and this is where the permission comes in as well, when you teach kids. So you want to play with him. Okay, here's what you do. I want you to do this. You say this word, right? It's a magic word, and then go grab it quick, and you've got to grab a toy and play. And when you're done, you need to let him know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So the windows of opportunity, you can now start to generalize with different people. Okay. In therapy, some kids love that. They're like, okay, we're doing therapy, and then, oh, can I play? And like Pepper is a good example. It could be with food, or it could be with toy. And it's like, yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 5. And then they can go, oh, you ready? And they can do food chase game and stuff like that, or just tugging, or fetching, or whatever. And then finish. Dog switches off, goes back into, okay, cool, I'm going to rest. We hang out again together.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
I actually do that in puppy classes as well.
Okay.
Like we actually play with the dogs, take them away, relax. Play with the dogs, take them away, relax.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to go on. I think it's good. I don't know what because I haven't heard you.